Well, looking forward to another week of preparation, and it's kind of fun to be in the rhythm of the season. And and really just had yesterday and started this morning. But look at Purdue and see a team that's got a lot of talent and I think playing at a high level right now and playing confident. And so it'll be another challenge. And I think each week the opponent presents different challenges, and yet we got to do a great job of knowing them and studying them, but the number one focus has to be on us and areas that individually and collectively we can get better. So looking forward to doing that this week.
Paul, you coached Rashid Ibrahim obviously at Pitt before he came here, and he said that he didn't get any guarantees when he decided to come here. Is he beginning to show some things that you saw early on at Pitt, how he can help this team?
Yes, I think Sheed's. We do have it. Set was with him, and Rudy was with him as well, and he's been everything that. Now I think he had a chance to show the other night, but he's been a good addition to this team. I think a really good addition in the running back room, and as we continue to go on this season, you'll see a number of guys that when their opportunity comes, I think you could say the same for Jason Urban. His opportunity came, but he's been who he always has been, and yet I think that different now than when I was with him before. He's older. He's been through and has good experiences, and yet it was fun, and I know it meant something for him to contribute because I think he's done a nice job of coming into this team and being part of this team.
Jason. Paul, Jonathan Taylor's emergence this year has come at the expense a little bit of Bradrick Shaw. How do you think he's handling, starting the year as the starter and now having a lesser role?
Well, I think that Bradrick's he's doing fine. And, Bradrick's been working through some of the personal, he missed a game, didn't dress at all. And so I think that Bradrick's a really good teammate, and he's a good running back. And as he continues to get more and more healthy, that will be good for him. And so I think that there's almost two separate issues. Bradrick, I love the kid and really think he's talented. And as he continues, like I said, to get healthy, he'll be good. And he's been good, but he'll have his moments. They'll come.
Paul, following up on that a little bit, Jonathan's obviously someone who's burst onto the national scene here, but as someone who's seen him from day one, has there been anything that surprised you about him? How he's handled himself on the field, off the field, practice, weight room, that kind of stuff?
I think that you have to be appreciative of the way all these guys handle themselves, and they go through a lot in football, they go through a lot in school, and they all have a personal life. And so I've been impressed with how he's handling it all and learning to manage his time, with school and football. And yet to say I'm surprised, no, because this is who he's been, and he'll continue to learn how to handle the different situations that he's in. And so there's room for growth, but not surprised by how he's handling it, who he's been, staying true to himself, and yet you're also appreciative of it. That's not always easy, and he's going through, some firsts. That last year he wasn't having to deal with the number probably of media requests and wasn't having to deal with this type of schedule. He's new to college, and so you're pleased to see the way he's handling it, and you got to help guide him, and he's going to continue to grow.
Paul, when you're coaching 18 to 22-year-olds, how do you keep them from looking too far ahead, especially in a season like this that could be special down the line? And have you ever been a part of a team at any point in college where you felt like maybe guys were starting to look a little far down the line?
Yeah, I've been a part of it, and I think that's what helps. Your experiences help guide you, and I think that's why you spend a lot of time talking to them about it, and yet in the end, every person has to make a choice of how they want to approach it. And I think, you know, you try to do all that you can, and at some point, though, they have to choose. And, you know, that's where I think your veteran leadership has to help. And, you know, young guys are capable too, and they can help, you know. So I think you certainly want to talk about all the things that you think can help those young men, those 18 to 22, whether it's, you know, what you're talking about with the outside talk and that, and you want to help them with how to manage their time, and you want to help them with, you know, how to get the right tutors for this class, and you want everything you do. And it's all part of, and a neat part of our job.
Paul, you mentioned Erdman a little bit after the game, and I'm just curious, when you got to look at the tape, what did you see from him, how he handled his business filling in on Saturday?
I thought he did some really good things, and kind of in the question is a pretty good answer. You know, he handled his business, you know, and it was also fun. You could see where he started to. There's a point where they have to go play, and it looked like there was times when he was just playing. And was it perfect? No, but it was good. And I think it's really like he's had some experience, and even for Cole when he went in. But when you're in the middle of it, when the game's still in the balance, I think those reps are a little bit different. And so I thought that he did a good job of handling it, and hopefully can then use those experiences and rely on it to take a step forward.
Paul, how has Cheekwa's rehab gone? Do you have a sense at all of when he might be back?
Don't have a clear sense of when he'll be back. You know, I think the last week or so he's been doing more, which I know that he's been glad to do. And so, but I don't just have a timetable, and so every day is one too many. You know, you feel personally, you feel bad for him missing what he's missed, but I've appreciated his approach to it. You know, he's just trying to attack it each day, and I felt like the last week, it seems like he's doing more.
Paul, Jeff Brom's offenses at Western Kentucky were among the best in the country, and he's had some early success at Purdue. When you look at that offense as a whole, what are some of the things that stand out that make it difficult to defend?
You know, I think it's a well thought out, well designed. It's truly an offensive system where everything kind of complements each other. You know, the plays complement, and I think they do a good job of making you have to defend the whole field, and then obviously I think they do a heck of a job of coaching it, because to get that type of execution and what looks to be understanding in a short time, it's impressive. And I think they've got some good players running it. But I think when you look at it, to me it's a system. It's not just a bunch of different plays that are being run. It all packages together, and I think that's what makes it hard to defend. And I think that they've done a heck of a job.
You know, Jeff, everybody does focus on his offense, and like you know, even he talked about the fact that they can do a lot of things, but their defense, he said it's kind of surprised them because it bailed them out against Minnesota. When you look at their D, what do you see?
I see a defense that's playing fast. It's, you know, certainly well designed. You know, it fits, and things that come off of it complement each other. But I think you got some really good players, and you know, we've played against a number of them, and I think there's a ton of respect for them as players. And then I think they're playing confident, and then that allows them to be fast. And I think they're a physical front, and so I think that they're playing at a high level. And quite honestly, I think we'll be challenged differently than at any point to this season because of their defense and what they're doing.
Hey, Paul, what have you learned about your team over these last couple games, particularly when it comes to responding to adversity?
I thought that, you know, they're doing that, and they're playing the game, and you know, I think that we still have a lot of room for growth, and then it's our job to make sure that they understand the specifics of how we can get better. But you know, I like the way that they play, and you know, I think they're playing hard. I think we can continue to play much better, and that's what we got to strive to do.
While your defense continues to excel on its third coordinator in 3 years. Was hoping to get your perspective on what you think Jim has done to put his own spin on this defense. What to you looks different this year?
Well, I think that, you know, we were going to be a different defense this year. It's inevitable. We lost, you know, a number of players, and I think the best thing that Jim has done is he's not trying to put his spin on it. He and the rest of the defensive coaches are trying to make this the best defense with the group that we have, and how do we help them play to their strengths, and how do you help them continue to get better. You know, so I think that's the best part that our coaches have done, is just trying to take the group that we have and make it the best defense possible.
A.J. Taylor's put the ball on the ground twice the last couple games on kickoff returns. What's your confidence level in him back there right now, and are you considering trying anybody else in that spot?
You know, certainly, you know, starting with A.J., we don't want to put the ball on the ground. And, you know, I think that it's never as simple as one guy. I mean, I think the one against Nebraska, you know, we've got a guy beats a block, comes off it, and I thought it was a heck of a play on that kid's part. And, you know, anytime, you know, whether it's last game, whether it's AJ or Alex, you got to take a look at it, and what can you do that is in your control to prevent that from happening. And it's never just one person. And you have a ton of confidence in AJ, and yet, you know, we have to you're always looking to how can you help these guys execute. And he certainly understands the importance of it, and, you know, not just putting the ball on the ground, but, you know, both times those were in critical situations, and it was, you know, obviously a heck of an effort by Garrett to get on the ball and to recover it. But confident in AJ, and the thing we want to spend our energy on is how do we help him, how do we help everyone so that those don't happen.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thank you.
Thanks.